Marcus felt the new power inside him buzzing like electricity. His mind was sharper, faster. He could remember every detail from the ancient war, battle plans, secret weaknesses of the Orcs, and hidden paths in the palace. But there was no time to think. The guards were coming. "Come," Zeltari whispered urgently. "We must escape before they find us." They moved quickly through dark tunnels beneath the palace. The air was thick with tension. Marcus could hear the heavy footsteps of the guards behind them. Strange creatures with glowing eyes and sharp weapons were searching every corner. Marcus's heart pounded, but the power from the archive gave him confidence. He led Zeltari through secret passages only a few knew. The walls pulsed with strange light, and the tunnels seemed alive. Suddenly, they came to a large, locked door covered with strange symbols. Zeltari touched the door gently and it opened with a soft hiss. Behind it was a chamber filled with ancient statues and forgotten technology. In the center was a glowing symbol, a human handprint, carved into the wall. "This place was built long ago," Zeltari said softly, "by those who believed in peace between our peoples." Marcus reached out and touched the handprint. A hidden door slid open, revealing a secret exit. They hurried inside. As they moved through the passage, Marcus noticed the walls covered with images of old battles and agreements between humans and Orcs, things long erased from history. "Why did your people forget this?" Marcus asked. Zeltari sighed. "Because fear and power replaced trust. The council wants war, not peace." The passage led them to a landing bay filled with small ships. Zeltari pointed to one. "This will take us to a safe place." Marcus jumped into the pilot's seat. His hands moved quickly, guided by the knowledge from the archive. The engines roared as the ship lifted off. Behind them, alarms blared and soldiers rushed to stop them. "Hold on!" Marcus shouted as the ship sped through the dark tunnels and blasted out into open space. They flew toward a hidden rebel base, far from the Queen's palace. Zeltari looked at Marcus with gratitude. "You saved my life." Marcus smiled. "We saved each other." The base was a large asteroid covered in shields and hidden from the Council's eyes. Rebels from different Orcs worlds waited, ready to fight for freedom. The Queen stepped forward and spoke to the gathered crowd. "The Council has lied to you. They use me as a puppet. But we can change that. With humans and our own people, working together we can bring peace and justice back to the Dominion." The rebels cheered. Marcus felt proud. He was just a simple human, but now he was part of something much bigger. As the rebels planned their next move, Marcus and Zeltari studied the data from the archive. The battle to save their worlds had only just begun. The rebel base was quiet now, but Marcus could feel the weight of history in the air. Around him, walls were covered with glowing symbols and images from long ago, stories of battles, peace, and lost promises. Zeltari led Marcus to the deepest part of the base, a large chamber filled with ancient machines and strange devices. "This is the archive of the Forgotten War," she said softly. "A place where the past still lives." Marcus looked around amazed. The machines hummed with power, and glowing screens floated in the air, showing old battles between humans and Orcs, battles no one talked about anymore. "Why was this war forgotten?" Marcus asked. Zeltari's voice was heavy with sadness. "Because both sides lost so much. The Council wanted to erase the past and control the future. They hid this place, hoping no one would remember what happened." Marcus stepped closer to a large machine in the center. It was shaped like a tall oval, with glowing lines running up and down. "What is this?" he asked. "This," Zeltari said, "is the key to understanding. It was built to connect with human minds. It can share knowledge directly, faster than any book or computer." Marcus hesitated but then placed his hand on the machine. The moment he touched it, a warm light spread through his body. His mind filled with images and sounds, battle plans, secret technology, and memories of courage and loss. He saw ancient humans and Orcs fighting side by side, then fighting each other. He saw great ships destroyed and worlds torn apart. But he also saw hope, leaders working for peace, even in the darkest times. Marcus gasped and fell to his knees. His eyes glowed, faintly with light. Zeltari watched him carefully. "The archive has awakened something in you," she said. "Something the council never wanted." Marcus stood up, feeling different. His thoughts were clear, and he understood things he never had before. "This knowledge, it's powerful. We can use it." Zeltari nodded. "Yes, but it is dangerous. The council will try to stop us." Marcus looked at her, determination shining in his eyes. "Then we fight. Together." Suddenly, a loud noise echoed through the base. The rebel guards rushed past them, weapons ready. "The council's forces are coming," Zeltari said. "They found us." Marcus grabbed his gear. "Then let's show them what humans can do." As the rebels prepared for battle, Marcus felt a new strength inside him. He was no longer just a visitor or a technician. He was a warrior of the past and the future. Outside the base, enemy ships appeared in the sky, shining bright and ready to attack. The fight for freedom had begun. Marcus stood at the edge of the rebel base, watching the enemy ships grow closer. The sky outside the asteroid was filled with glowing warships, sleek, dark, and deadly. The Council's forces had come to destroy the last hope for freedom. Zeltari stood beside him, her bronze skin shining in the pale light. "They will attack soon," she said. "We must be ready." Marcus nodded, feeling a strange mix of fear and courage. He was not a soldier, but now, with the power from the archive, he felt ready to fight. The rebels rushed to their stations, activating shields and preparing weapons. The base hummed with energy, alive with the sounds of war. "Marcus, take this," Zeltari said, handing him a small device. "It controls the defense systems. You can help protect the base." Marcus took it and felt its weight in his hand. "I won't let you down." The enemy ships moved closer, firing bright beams of energy. The rebel shields flared, pushing back the attack. Marcus focused on the device, his mind working fast. He rerouted power to the strongest shields and fired back with laser cannons. The ships exploded one by one, but more kept coming. Suddenly, a loud explosion shook the base. One of the enemy ships had broken through the outer defenses. "Get to the hangar," Zeltari shouted. "We must stop them before they land troops." Marcus followed her through the tunnels, the sound of battle all around. They reached the hangar just in time to see a group of enemy soldiers climbing out of their ships. The soldiers wore heavy armor and carried strange weapons. They moved quickly, ready to fight. Zeltari raised her hand, and glowing energy surrounded her. She fired powerful blasts at the soldiers, pushing them back. Marcus joined the fight, using a laser rifle he found nearby. His aim was steady and he took down several soldiers. But more kept coming. "We can't hold them much longer," a rebel shouted. Marcus looked around. There were too many enemies and the rebels were running out of time. "Zeltari, we need a plan," Marcus shouted. She nodded. "Follow me." They ran deeper into the base, reaching a control room filled with screens and buttons. "There is a secret weapon here," Zeltari said. "It can disable the enemy ships, but it needs time to charge." Marcus worked quickly to help her activate the weapon. The lights on the control panel blinked faster. "Almost ready," he said, sweat on his brow. Outside, the enemy soldiers were breaking through the last barriers. "Now!" Zeltari shouted. The weapon fired a massive pulse of energy. The enemy ships in space froze, their weapons shutting down. The soldiers on the ground stopped moving, their armor losing power. The rebels cheered. Marcus smiled, breathing hard. "We did it." Zeltari looked at him with respect. "You are more than a technician, Marcus. You are a true warrior." But Marcus knew the battle was only the beginning. The council would not give up easily. As the rebels prepared for the next fight, Marcus felt ready. With Zeltari by his side and the power of the archive in his mind, he was ready to fight for peace. The war was far from over. The warning message hung heavy in the air. Marcus stared at the glowing screen, his heart beating fast. The Queen knew about him, and now she was coming for him. Zeltari placed a hand on his shoulder. We must prepare. The Queen will not come alone. Marcus nodded. I'm ready. I've come too far to turn back now. The rebel base went into high alert. Fighters and ships were readied, and every rebel was prepared for the coming storm. Days passed in tense waiting. Marcus spent his time training with the rebels and studying the archive. He felt the power inside him growing stronger, ready for the final fight. One night, the sky outside the base suddenly lit up with thousands of ships. The Queen's fleet had arrived. Zeltari looked at Marcus. This is it. The Queen herself will lead the attack. The Queen's ship, massive and dark, landed on the base. Marcus and the rebels prepared for battle, weapons ready. Suddenly, the Queen appeared in front of Marcus. She was tall, with shining eyes that seemed to look right through him. So you are the human who dared to challenge me, she said, her voice cold but powerful. Marcus stood firm. I fight for freedom, for all who suffer under your rule. The Queen smiled cruelly. Then prove it. She raised her hand and the ground trembled. Alien warriors appeared, ready to fight. The battle was fierce. Marcus and the rebels fought with everything they had. The Queen was powerful, but Marcus used the knowledge from the archive and his experience inside the mind web to stay one step ahead. At one point, the Queen tried to control Marcus's mind with her own mind web device, but Marcus resisted, shining, with the light from the broken mind web. With a shout, Marcus charged at the Queen. Their powers clashed in a burst of energy that shook the battlefield. In the end, Marcus's courage and the rebels' strength won. The Queen was defeated, not destroyed, but forced to retreat. She looked at Marcus one last time. This is not over, she said. I will return. As her ship disappeared into the stars, Marcus felt a mix of relief and determination. Zeltari smiled. You have changed everything. Marcus looked at the rebels around him. This is just the beginning. Together we will build a future where no one is controlled by fear. The rebels cheered. Hope was alive again. Marcus knew his journey was far from over, but he was ready. For freedom, for peace, for all. After the battle, the rebel base was calm but tense. Marcus sat in a small room, still feeling the rush of the fight. Zeltari joined him, her eyes serious. We won today, she said softly, but the council will try something worse. Marcus nodded. They want to control minds, right? You said they use machines to control you. Zeltari sighed. Yes. The council has a device, called the mind web, that connects to our brains. It controls thoughts, actions, even memories. Marcus shivered. That's terrible. But how does it work? Zeltari explained. The mind web is a network of machines that send signals directly to the brain. It stops free will and forces people to obey the council. Marcus thought hard. If they can control the mind, can we fight it? There is a way, Zeltari said, but it is dangerous. We need someone who can enter the mind web and break the connection. Marcus looked at her, surprised. You mean, someone has to go inside their own mind? Yes, Zeltari said. It's a mental battle, not a physical one. The person faces their worst fears and memories. Many have tried and failed. Marcus swallowed hard. Why me? Because the archive connected with your mind. You have the strength to fight, and because you are human, the council doesn't expect you to resist their control. Marcus felt a mix of fear and determination. I'll do it. Zeltari smiled faintly. Good, but first you must prepare. She led Marcus to a quiet chamber filled with soft lights and strange machines. This will help you enter the mind web safely. You must train your mind to fight and stay strong. For days, Marcus practiced. He learned to control his thoughts, face his fears, and protect his memories. The training was hard and sometimes he felt like giving up, but Zeltari was always there, guiding him. One night, Marcus sat alone and thought about his life, his family, his friends, and Earth. He realized how much he wanted to protect them from the Council's control. The next day, Seltari told him it was time. "You are ready," she said. "Enter the mind web. Find the control center and break the connection." Marcus lay down in the machine and soft light surrounded his body. His mind floated away from his body and into a strange, glowing world, the mind web. Colors swirled around him. Shadows whispered doubts and fears. But Marcus held on, remembering Zeltari's words and the hope of freedom. In the distance, he saw a shining tower, the control center. He began to move toward it, but the shadows grew darker and louder. "Give up," they hissed. "You cannot win." Marcus clenched his fists. "I will not." The battle of the mind had begun. Want me to write part 8 next? Marcus floated through the strange world of the mind web. Colors shifted and twisted like living things, and shadows whispered doubts in his ear. But Marcus kept moving forward, his mind strong. The shining tower ahead was the control center, the heart of the Council's mind control. If Marcus could reach it and break the connection, he could free many from the Council's power. As he moved closer, the shadows grew darker and more aggressive. They took the shapes of fears Marcus knew, failure, loneliness, and loss. "Give up," the shadows hissed. "You cannot win. You are weak." Marcus shook his head. "I'm not weak. I fight for those who cannot." Suddenly, the shadows attacked. They swirled around him like dark smoke, trying to pull him down. Marcus reached deep inside himself, calling on the strength the archive had given him. Light burst from his hands, pushing the shadows back. He kept moving, step by step, toward the tower. Inside the tower, Marcus saw a glowing orb, the source of the mind web's power. It pulsed with energy, sending waves of control across the network. Marcus reached out and touched the orb. Suddenly, his mind was flooded with memories, his own and those of others trapped by the Council. He saw people controlled like puppets, their faces empty and lifeless. He felt their pain and fear. Marcus knew he had to act fast. Using the knowledge from the archive, he sent a wave of light through the orb. The connection began to break, but the shadows fought back harder, trying to stop him. "Stop! You will destroy us all!" they screamed. Marcus clenched his teeth. Freedom is stronger than fear. With one final push, the orb shattered into pieces of light. The mind web's control began to fall apart. Marcus felt a rush of energy as the network died. Then suddenly he was back in the training chamber. His body lay still, but his eyes shone with new power. Seltari stood over him, a smile on her face. "You did it. You broke the mind web." Marcus took a deep breath, still feeling the aftershocks of the mental battle. "But this is just the beginning," Seltari said. "The Council will try to rebuild, and their war machines will not stop." Marcus nodded. "Then we fight. Together." Outside, the rebel base buzzed with renewed hope. Marcus was no longer just a visitor or a technician. He was a key player in the fight for freedom. And the next battle was coming. The rebel base was alive with activity. After Marcus broke the mind web, hope spread like wildfire. Rebels worked day and night, repairing ships, planning attacks, and training for the battles ahead. Marcus and Zeltari stood before a large holographic map, showing the Council's territory. Bright red markers showed enemy strongholds, while blue dots marked rebel positions. "We have won an important battle," Zeltari said, "but the Council will not give up. They are gathering their forces for a counterattack." Marcus frowned. "How soon?" "Very soon. Their warships are moving fast. They want to crush the rebellion before it grows stronger." Marcus clenched his fists. "Then we must act first." The rebels gathered their leaders for a secret meeting. Plans were made to strike the Council's supply lines, weak points that could slow the enemy's advance. Marcus was given command of a small strike team. His knowledge from the archive and his recent victory inside the mind web made him the perfect leader. "Remember," Zeltari said, This mission is dangerous, but if we succeed, we can weaken the Council's power. Marcus nodded. We will do everything we can. The strike team prepared their ships and weapons. Marcus checked his gear carefully, feeling the weight of responsibility. As they flew through space toward the Council's supply route, Marcus looked at the stars and thought of Earth, his home. Suddenly, their sensors picked up a Council fleet blocking their path. The ships were faster and better armed. We can't fight them head-on, Marcus said quickly. We need a plan. One of the rebels, a skilled pilot named Zara, smiled. I have an idea. Follow me. Zara led the team through a dangerous asteroid field. The Council ships struggled to follow, crashing into rocks and losing formation. Marcus felt a rush of excitement. Good work. Using the cover of the asteroids, the strike team attacked the supply ships. Explosions lit up the dark space as they disabled cargo vessels carrying weapons and fuel. The Council fleet tried to regroup, but Marcus and his team were already gone, slipping back into the shadows. Back at the rebel base, the team was greeted as heroes. You did it, Zeltari said proudly. This will slow the Council's war machines. Marcus smiled, but knew the fight was far from over. As they celebrated, a secret message arrived. The Council Queen had sent a warning. Tell Marcus, the message said, the Queen knows of his strength. She will come for him next. Marcus's smile faded. The war was personal now. Lieutenant Marcus Hale was not a man who liked to make mistakes. He was the best tech officer on the human ship Dauntless, and he took pride in his work. Today, the ambassador and his team were preparing for a meeting with the alien rulers of Bo, the Orcs Dominion. It was an important day, and Marcus wanted everything to be perfect, but things did not go as planned. The Dauntless was docked at Yiskalth Prime, a huge space station orbiting the bright blue-green planet below. The station was alive with strange alien life and shining technology, unlike anything Marcus had seen before. His job was to fix a small power problem near the ambassador's private wing. It should have been easy. Marcus walked down the long, twisting halls of the station. The walls were smooth and glowing softly with light, and strange plants pulsed gently in glass containers along the corridors. He followed the map on his wrist screen to the power room, but then Marcus took a wrong turn. He walked through a door that looked like it led to a storage closet. When he stepped inside, the room was not what he expected. It was not a dusty closet or a small utility room. Instead, he found himself standing in a large, shining chamber filled with soft light that moved like liquid. The walls looked alive, covered with smooth, shimmering material that seemed to breathe slowly. Strange machines hummed quietly in the corners, and everywhere there were beautiful alien decorations he had never seen before. Marcus's heart beat fast. He realized he was in the private room of the alien queen, Zeltari, the ruler of the Orcs Dominion. This was the most protected and secret place on the station. No one but the queen and her closest guards were allowed here. Before Marcus could turn and leave, the door behind him closed with a soft click. He spun around and saw her. Zeltari was taller than any human, with skin that shone like polished bronze. Her eyes were large and dark, full of sadness. Her long hair moved like smoke even though there was no wind. But what shocked Marcus most was that she was crying. No one sees this room, she said softly, not angry but surprised. Marcus swallowed hard. He had no idea why the queen would be alone and crying in her bedroom. Was she sick? Was she afraid? For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Zeltari stepped closer, her voice quiet but steady. You are not supposed to be here, but maybe it is not an accident. Marcus didn't know what to say. He was scared but also curious. What could a powerful alien queen want with a human tech officer? The soft hum in the room grew louder. Lights flickered on the walls, showing strange images, maps of planets, glowing lines of energy, and secret messages from far away. Marcus realized the queen was watching the humans very closely. What are you hiding? Marcus finally asked. Zeltari looked at him with tired eyes. Something you must know, if you want to help. Marcus's mind raced. He was trapped. in the Queen's bedroom. But maybe, just maybe, this was the beginning of something much bigger than he ever imagined. Marcus stood still, unsure if he should run or listen. The Queen, Zeltari, did not look angry or ready to punish him. Instead, she seemed tired and sad. The soft lights in her room made the shadows dance on her shining skin. She stepped closer to Marcus and spoke quietly. "You should not be here, human. But since you are, I will tell you the truth." Marcus's heart raced. What truth could a powerful alien queen tell a human who had accidentally walked into her private room? Zeltari motioned toward the glowing walls. Images and symbols appeared, bright lines connecting many planets and stars. "I watch many worlds," she said, "not because I want to control them, because I am trapped." Marcus frowned. "Trapped? But you're the queen. You must be powerful." She shook her head slowly. "I am a prisoner in my own palace." Marcus's eyes widened. "How? Why?" Zeltari looked away for a moment. "My people, the Orcs, are not what they seem. They have changed. The council that rules them has taken away my freedom. They use machines, mind control, to make me their puppet. I speak their words, but I do not speak my own." Marcus felt a cold chill. "That's horrible." "It is worse," Zeltari said. "They plan to invade Earth." Marcus gasped. "Earth? But why?" "The council believes your species is weak. But they are wrong. They want to take humans to use your minds, to fix the weaknesses in our race." Marcus's mind spun. The Orcs thought humans were weak? They wanted to use humans like tools? That was not going to happen. "Is there a way to stop them?" Marcus asked. Zeltari nodded slowly. "I cannot stop them alone. But you, human, have something my people lost. Free will. The power to choose your own path." Marcus swallowed hard. "So, you want me to help you?" "Yes," she said, looking him in the eyes. "You are not just a visitor. Maybe you are the key to saving both our worlds." Marcus felt a strange mix of fear and hope. He was just a tech officer, not a soldier or a diplomat. How could he fight an entire alien council? Zeltari smiled faintly. Sometimes the smallest key opens the heaviest door. Just then, the soft hum in the room grew louder. The glowing walls showed a new image, a hidden message from the council. "See this?" Zeltari pointed. "They watch us. They know. You are here now." Marcus's heart pounded. The door behind him clicked open suddenly. "Your time is short," Zeltari warned. Marcus knew he had to act fast. This was not just an accident anymore. He had walked into a secret war between worlds, and he was now a part of it. He looked at Zeltari and nodded. "Tell me what to do." Zeltari's eyes shone with hope for the first time. "Follow me. I will show you the truth that the council hides." Together, they moved quickly through secret halls beneath the palace. Marcus's mind raced with questions, but one thing was clear. His life had changed forever. The wrong door had led him to the Queen's bedroom, and what he saw next would shock him even more. Marcus followed Zeltari through narrow tunnels, deep beneath the palace. The air was cool and smelled faintly of strange flowers. Soft lights guided their way, but Marcus could feel the heavy weight of secrets around him. This was not a place for visitors, especially not humans. Finally, they arrived at a large door covered with alien symbols glowing faintly in blue. Zeltari touched the center of the door, and it slowly opened with a quiet hiss. Inside was a room filled with strange machines, floating lights, and glowing screens showing data Marcus couldn't understand. "This is the heart of the council's power," Zeltari said. "They control everything from here, our people, our worlds, even the Queen." Marcus looked around. He saw wires, connecting to a throne-like chair in the middle of the room. The chair had small needles and metal arms, looking like something from a nightmare. "They use this," Zeltari explained, "to control me, to make sure I obey them. It is a prison disguised as power." Marcus felt a chill. He couldn't imagine living like that, forced to do things against his will. But there is more, Zeltari said, pointing to one of the glowing screens. It showed a map of many planets. One was Earth. They plan to invade your world, she said softly. But not to destroy it. They want to capture humans. Your brains, your minds. They believe your species has something their machines cannot fix. They want to use humans as tools to heal their dying race. Marcus clenched his fists. That's wrong. Humans are not tools. We have free will. Zeltari smiled sadly. Exactly. That is why they fear you. They have forgotten what it means to choose. Marcus's mind raced. The aliens thought humans were weak, but they did not know the strength in human will, the power to fight back. Can we stop them? Marcus asked. I can't do it alone, Zeltari said, but with your help, we might have a chance. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang through the tunnels. Red lights flashed. They know you are. Here, Zeltari said urgently. The council's guards will come soon. Marcus's heart pounded. What now? We must move fast, Zeltari said. There is one place you must see, a place lost to time. She led him through a hidden door inside the room. The door opened onto a vast chamber filled with old technology and dusty machines. This is the archive of the Forgotten War, she explained. Long ago, humans and Orcs fought a great battle. Almost no one remembers it now. Marcus walked inside. Ancient symbols covered the walls. In the center was a strange device shaped like a large oval. Touch this, Zeltari said. It was made for humans. Marcus placed his hand on the device. It hummed softly, and a warm light spread through his body. Images, sounds, and memories filled his mind. Battle plans, alien weaknesses, and forgotten secrets. He gasped and fell to his knees. His eyes glowed faintly as the device connected with his brain. Zeltari watched, hope shining in her eyes. You have awakened the power of the past. The Orcs have underestimated humans for too long. Marcus slowly stood up, feeling stronger and sharper than before. We have much to do, he said. Outside, the sound of approaching guards grew louder. The war was about to begin.